Hi, good afternoon. It's Janine. We're doing episode 6 of Exploring Woodstock History with Janine Fallon Maurer. We're down here on the corner of Deanies Alley and Maple Lane. And I wanted to just chat with you a little bit about why call this little lane Maple Lane. And to be honest with you, we really don't know how it got its name. When Walter and Priscilla Short Maurer moved the family here in 1907, we're going to assume that the trees were already here. We do have photos that were taken in the 1930s that show the trees along Maple Lane. They look to be like 20 or 30 years old. So while I'm researching through Jean Lasher Gady's book that she calls Woodstock Gatherings, Apple Bites and Ashes, on a completely different topic. Now, I want to tell you, mind you, this is a very interesting little book that Jean put together. It has no index. There is sort of a little organization to it, and I was thumbing through her little section on Woodstock history, and she was writing about how Woodstock has changed over the years. And she presented an old photo of the Woodstock Inn, which is at the center of town where the Garden Cafe is now, and she was remarking about the beautiful trees-lined sidewalks than the bluestone sidewalks, and she was really coming from a heart space when she was talking about this. And then I read what Jean wrote, and here's what she wrote. Lamont Simpkins told me that all the trees that lined the highway from Risley's farm, which is now Cucina, up through the village were a gift of appreciation from Mr. Risley to the Woodstock Fire Company. Now, here's where where it comes into where you got to think about things a little bit. I know the fire company was formed in 1906, and though we may never really know for sure, I can draw a conclusion that the trees along Mill Hill Road and Tinker Street went in sometime after that, and so I've concluded that the maple trees on Maple Lane were planted in a similar time frame. So I promised you we'd go over why we're at the corner of Deanies Alley and Maple Lane. This is where we hold our flea market, and this year we're going to start our 44th year, all right? So Deanies Alley, we're going to take a walk down here a little bit, and what we know about Deanies Alley is that when the Maurers were living here, it was a small little dirt road. We've got pictures of the Maurer family, the daughters, riding a horse, if you will, up and down here. There's pictures that the ones that I want to tell you most about right now, just briefly, is we're coming into the area where Christ Lutheran Church is, and where their community room building is, used to be all church, what they call them church sheds. So we're in the middle of the road, so if I have to move, it's because there's a car coming, so don't worry. So we know that the church went up in 1895, all right? And when you come to my blog, woodstockflea.blogspot.com, I'll put up those pictures so you can get a better visual of the idea of what they look like. So if we walk a little bit further down, we'll know that, so this was all church sheds. The Maurer family lived over here, and that was in 1907. And further down is a little bit of a red building. You can see that real red building down there. That was actually the lower grades of a school, for the Woodstock School. So it's a lot has changed here on Deanies Alley. And further down, if you walk with me for a minute, we'll follow down a little bit. In the summertime, this is sort of a crazy busy little spot. You know, everybody's looking for parking in Woodstock. That's at a premium, right? So this is the little school building, the red buildings. So this is a good little spot. So what I can tell you about is that in 1936, there was a little trolley diner, and it was right on the other side of this green building here, a little tiny trolley diner, and Deanie bought it. Deanie Elwin was a co-owner of that in 1936. Again, this is still a dirt path at that time, if you will. And then he expanded the trolley diner and he put on a porch on the front, and then he decided to take a time out and serve in World War II. So he comes back in 1946. He scraps the trolley diner, has his uncle Arthur Wolven put up a single-story building, Deanies restaurant that we all know and love and remember, and as they say, the rest is history. So we're walking down the end of Deanies Alley. It's then at the corner of Deanies Alley and Deming Street, and going forward in future episodes I will tell you more about Deanies at some point. So thank you for listening, and we'll sign off until we come back again. Thank you.